You know, I just realized I had a combination of something sticky and sawdust in my hair. Welcome, I'm DC, and I don't know what's happening, but I'm sorry I'm late. I guess one of the positives of having to do mobile stream for the next couple of weeks is I won't be lint rolling, and I probably won't have sawdust in my hair. Sorry, member. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna just do our best. We're gonna do our best. Oh my god. Today we're stepping into some seriously murky waters, the kind where filtered water machines are just the surface level pitch, but what's really happening beneath, we don't know. This just isn't another MLM opportunity call. This one is aimed directly at military service members and their families. And yeah, that's one of the biggest red flags we've seen here on my channel. And I'm pissed, and we're gonna talk about it. Disclaimer, this video is for educational and commentary purposes only, and everything shared is based on my opinion, public information, fair use critique. We're gonna play the extra disclaimer, and I'll be right back because I have to use the ASMR cursey word inside voice stuff because I'm gonna be on my very best behavior, and I hope I'm not muted. All right, goodbye. No, oh my god, I unplugged myself. God dang it! Please hold. Meow 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 meow. I promise. I was so close. You were so close, EJ. Where the flippity flop? I was so close.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us.
Okay. Greetings, salutations. We're back. Listen. All right. I'm doing my best. I really am. I did watch this opportunity call while I was also watching Aaron Bees' live stream earlier. This was hosted by 3 Enagic reps. And this is an MLM that sells alkaline water machines. And let me tell you, the sales pitch might be filtered, but the tactics are not. When you target people in the military and their families with promises of freedom, flexibility, and financial independence, you better believe we're going to pause and unpack the manipulation. While Enagic reps frame this business as a golden opportunity for military families, the call reveals a disturbing pattern of emotional manipulation, false equivalence, false equivalencies, but I guess I'll just, like, I'm stuck on the fallacy train, and deceptive marketing practices that exploit vulnerability under the guise of support. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm I'm a dependent. My spouse is active duty. That's all I'm gonna say. I was the first MLM I was in. The pitch was targeted because I was a dependent in the military. The second time I was recruited into an MLM, I was the one of the ways that they pitched me was because I was a dependent in the military. The large group that I was a part of in Young Living, a lot of the people in there, a lot of them were active duty, or they were military spouses. So I'm not here for what happened the other night when many of y'all were on the initial opportunity sprinkle that happened where the company name was not mentioned, even though we know what high ticket sales means here in the anti-MLM space. We know that's Enagic. And then on the hour and however many minute call it was, I shortened it. It's a long ass call. Sorry, it's a long ass call. I'm sorry for the whispering. My mom is going to have a house guest. I'm going to be on my best behavior. And we're going to say hello to the live chat because we may have to cut this into 2 parts because the call is long and the day is short. And I'm angry. There's a lot. I'm DC. I'm an autistic MLM dropout. I've got big feelings, and I'm not going to apologize for them tonight. I do not like people being taken advantage of. It is already a vulnerable population. It is already difficult for people leaving the military to make that transition, to get out of the military, to find a job. It's already difficult for dependents to find a job while moving around. It's already difficult. It's a tricky dance. And people in multi-level marketing companies, it's twisty. It's twisty as hell. So, let's start off on the best foot possible. What's your high, what's your low? If you're new here, we do a high and a low, even if your mental health is in the toilet, or maybe if your mental health is kind of lying on the bathroom floor and you're just not feeling that great. We still do a high and a low, and you can do that even if you're not feeling the best. My high is spy equipment for Monations worked perfectly today, pretty perfectly. And members and I have decided the spy equipment, we're keeping it. We're not returning it. And that's a high. Low, we cried the royal we. I cried many times today. So, which is regulatory, but also much sadness was to be had today. Another high, room is clean. Lights are wired. Also, if you don't like flashing, like light changes, look away. We have happiness lights for membership milestones. Hold on. Membership. Do we have any membership milestones? No. If you do have membership milestones, look what we can do now. Look away. No. Look. No. Wait. Quick. No, this is not right. That's not right either. Hold on. I did it earlier for y'all. No. Let me live my life. There you go. When we're doing membership milestone stuff. Also, when we do the kazoos, we can do this. It's not super overstimulating, but only when we do membership milestones. Otherwise, we're happy over here. Or like this. Hold on. We're still learning, okay? Anyways, that's a win. That's 1% of one win, okay? Okay. Hi, I spent the day at the theme park. How was that? I just got home and therefore I missed Aaron's live. Sad snark. Yes. I'm on vacation. I love that. Third grade. How did third grade go? Hi, interview for a promotion. Let's go. Oh, you can do it. Give yourself a treat after your presentation. Impulsivity bought a pickle. Wait, the pickle is a Zen garden? There's a pickle Zen garden? A migraine. Enjoying vacation. Oh, I thought you said from your teenage daughter. My bad. Reading is hard. Oh no, Canadian wildfire. I'm sorry, long ass call. Oh god. Nice. Is my voice kind of low? Maybe. Is that better? We're gonna have to figure it out. Just got some lemon in your alkaline water and enjoy. The Kangen. The Kangen will be enagicing. Hello. Yes. The people on the call are Kendra, her spouse, Daniel, and Isabel. They are all... Kendra and Daniel are retired. I don't remember if Daniel is medically retired. Kendra, 24 years, retired. She, oh, this might be because I had my mic up because we were doing a mobile stream setup, which is gonna be, a pickle Zen garden. I'm glad you howled at me, Klaka. I asked my sister to howl at me earlier and she did. It was delightful. I was also maybe whispering because I'm practicing whispering because we're going to have a house guest. I can turn myself up. Is that better? Ginger? Let us present the birthday kazoos as it should be. Y'all? Jump 7. You're doing it. Ready, set, go. Let's go. Come on, magical. Happy birthday. Tell me it is not magical. No, you're done. You're done. You're done. No, you're done. On. Okay. We're done being magical. I'll learn. We'll learn how to do it, okay? Hi, the stream. Low fatigue. Jen, you can do it. No. Wait, I'm a low? Brandy Lee. That's sad. I'm sad. Come on, dude. You don't get any more high-low. You've lost the high-low privilege. God dang it. You know what? Just kidding. You know what? Brandy Lee, send me your address. I'm going to send you a kazoo. I'm going to send your kid a kazoo. I hope your kid falls in love with a kazoo at school. I'm just kidding. The kazoos are low? Oh. Did I need to turn them up higher? Should I play it again? Brandy Lee, what? You're welcome, Brandy Lee. Look how smooth it was that time. You're welcome. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be so great? I'm trying to find a good purple. A kazoo blood feud. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't ever wish a kazoo blood feud with you and your kid. I wouldn't ever wish that. I'm wearing Charlene's squirrel shirt she got me. I don't have ducks or a row. I have squirrels, and they're everywhere. It's y'all. It's my scurry of squirrels. My dray of squirrels. All right, let's go. This is gonna take us a while. That's okay. We had a clusterfuck. We had lots of tears earlier. So I know I'm talking quietly too. I'm sorry. We're gonna fix it. I did turn it up a little high. Amy's like, what did I walk into? Double birthday kazoos. Oh, God. All right, let's start. Brandy's like, that shirt's cute. The kazoos are not cute. There's a little kid who loves kazoos. There's a little video I could play for you, Brandy Lee. All right. I feel like I'm putting off playing this video because I don't want to play it. I'm talking a little bit low too. I'm gonna look at the audio and I'll try to balance it out. I'm scared to talk loud. She's not here yet, I don't think. When you all right. I'm just gonna make sure that... No, you are gonna come over here. Stream. I'm gonna make sure I match her volume because the ads are gonna be on her level, so I'm gonna turn my volume up a little bit and I'm gonna try to match hers. I am not trying to annoy the shit out of you. There are some people who are asking where to donate to the acorns. Whenever Monations ends, I will make sure to take this off. I promise. I promise y'all. All right. I will just put this on top. I promise I will put this on top. There we go. All right. We'll see what happens. Grab your crochet. Grab your hydration. Don't forget to eat. Don't forget to take your meds. Hop out if you need to. I will try to match my voice to hers. Okay? Okay. Live long and prosper. Oh, we've got cicadas, Elizabeth. It's awful. Oh, Minya. What a good floof. If y'all want to lick the stream, feel free to. All right, here we go.
pop in, just go ahead and comment and I can make you a panelist and we're going to get this party started. All right, let me go ahead and share. Don't mind my hot mess screen. And then we put this in presenter mode. All right, you guys. Okay, make sure that I can see the chat and we're going to be in business. Okay, we are in business. Let's do this. Okay, make sure I have this here. Multitasking at its finest. I'm not the best at it. All right, you guys. And here we're going to get started.
All right, testing. Is that pretty even? I can turn myself down. I want to make sure I'm loud as her because she's going to be loud. Her audio is going to match the ads. I'm pretty sure. When I exported her, from what I understand of YouTube ads, she's going to be as loud as the ads. So if I'm quieter, y'all are going to get blasted to hell with the ads. So I want to match her. So y'all can turn. She should be the standard. Let me know. That's true, Elizabeth. Howdy, chat. Yeah, the thumbnail's wild. For active duty veterans, military spouses, plus government employees ready to launch to 6 and 7 figures. That is not FTC compliant. It's not... Oh, I've already forgot the Canadian one. God dang it. It's the Canadian... The Financial Consumer Agency of Canada and the Competition Bureau. Canada's Competition Bureau, the CCB, and the FCAC, FCAC, and CCB. It's gross. Tastes like the love child of unpatriotic and unethical parents. Yeah, guess how much she lets her husband talk? Not very much. Not very much. He gets up and walks out at one point. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. My bad. My bad. My bad.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone. This is your next mission of freedom and income, and I'm truly honored to have you guys here tonight. So let me go ahead and start off by saying this. This is not just another presentation, okay? This is going to be the beginning of a new kind of mission for you and your family, and it's one that finally will put your future and your freedom and your family first. So whether you're currently still serving active duty, a veteran, maybe your military spouse that's here tonight, or a dedicated government employee, this tonight was created just for you. So I would love to hear who's on tonight. So go ahead and pop in the chat, even if you've already said hello, who you are, where you're tuning in from, and what branch have you served.
I just need to I'm not going to explain why. I'm going to let y'all hear this instead of look at this for the next 30 seconds. Y'all just have to trust me, okay? Thank you.
Or maybe your loved one has served, because maybe you've invited someone here tonight that has been a veteran or served the country. So go ahead and put in the chat what that is. You could even put the dates of your, what years you served in the military, what branch you served in the military. We would love, love, love to hear from you. So Isabel, who is on with me tonight and is doing this masterclass with me, and my husband right here, Daniel and I, and most of you that are watching this right now, or maybe you're watching this on the replay, you guys know firsthand that serving your country, your community, or your family often means sacrificing your own goals, right? It means sacrificing your own time, and most of the times, even your identity. We're going to hit on that a little bit tonight. But we're also going to shift all of that, okay? You're going to walk away tonight with a completely different perspective. So before we dive in, I want you to know something that's very important, okay? You guys are not here by accident. Someone's seen something in you. They've invited you here because, they know your strength, they know your leadership, they know your potential, and they cared enough to invite you to this moment. Or maybe you just happened to see one of the lives changing in this community and you just wanted to know more. Okay.
Sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry about the echo. It's in the other one. I'm going to make sure it's muted. When I was recording it earlier, I messed up. So thank you. Apologies for the echo. It should be fixed. I won't be showing it on that, but I fixed it in this one. We should be good. Thank you. Thank you. I apologize. I had to cover something up on the other screen. Sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. Maybe you're nearing retirement and you're not sure what you want to be when you grow up. Maybe you're already out of the military, but you still haven't found work that feels fulfilling to you or even worth your time because you're still financially stuck. Or maybe you're a military spouse. Like, where's my military spouses in here? I want to hear it, like, loud and proud if you're here. I got Savannah saying, Carl, independent, husband, Navy, JAG. Yes, I remember speaking to you. Currently stationed in DC. He's coming up on his 20 years. So is Isabel. She actually hit her 20 years. So we got a lot of people in here. Good. So right, like maybe your military spouse, like Savannah, who's held the household down through every PCS, like through their spouse's goals and dreams, right? Every deployment, and now you're over here asking like, when's it my turn?
Sorry about that.
What's next for me as well? Pop in the chat. Like, what are your plans after your retirement or your transition? Or if you've already transitioned, what are you currently doing right now? I would love to hear from you. Okay.
Trying to take down
it's
MLM.
Okay if you don't know that though, right? Don't feel like you have to all figure it out. A lot of us don't, because whether you're preparing for your next chapter or you.
Interesting that she wouldn't have scooted over so that she and her spouse could have been equally in frame, but I don't think that means anything. It's just interesting to see.
You've been in the next chapter for a while and still feeling like maybe something's off or missing. That's why you're here. Okay. And then something's inside.
Also, if you're in the military, you have to be pretty careful about what you associate with if you're active duty and what your quote unquote second job is. Isabel being active duty and promoting Enagic. I don't know what the restrictions are, but I know that you have to be pretty careful. You have to be pretty careful. So I don't know how she's getting around doing this while she's still in the Navy. I'm confused.
You for this conversation. We're really excited to dive in. So you guys tell me, what does freedom look like to you? What does your dream life look like? I want you to really dig deep here, okay? Not the patriotic poster version of you, not the version that you feel that someone else wants to see from you, what your dream life should be or what success should look like for you, right? Not that day, maybe someday, maybe after retirement, maybe once we get out of the military, maybe once the kids grow up, like, no. Okay. I mean, the real thing, because the life that you have lived, whether you're currently active duty, prior service, a military spouse, or serving behind the scenes, maybe in a government, job, freedom isn't just a concept, right? It's a thing that we've all been chasing, protecting, and sacrificing for. So
How do I say? How do I say this without being disrespectful to them for serving their country, but using what they did to pull people into their MLM by taking advantage of the sacrifice that people have made in tying an MLM quote unquote opportunity. Oh my God. On my channel, we're allowed to say fuck, but we don't say fuck you unless you're on the fuck you list. But I feel very nervous about putting a former service member on the FU list. I'm sorry I'm whispering. I hate whispering. I'm disgusted right now. I'm so I'm so disgusted. I'm so disgusted right now. I'm outside my window of tolerance for anger. I'm trying not to yell. I will try to raise my voice with my microphone as I whisper rage. It's exploitative. The guest isn't here yet. My dad and my sister are home. They're all saying hi to the dogs. My dad goes, Coda, in his really high voice. They're so happy. Okay, sorry, let's keep going. Oh, what a good G-rated version way to say it. Using people's military service as bait to get them to join an MLM is unethical. G-rated. Love it. Y'all are so good. My anger tolerance is breaking through the ceiling like the Willy Wonka elevator at the moment. Brandy Lee, y'all, kazoos in the chat for DJ and Brandy Lee. Honestly, bless y'all. Bless y'all, bless y'all, bless y'all. Where's my lint roller? Where is my lint roller? Here. Special lint roller dispensation. Squirrely blessing.
Ironically, it's also the thing that we rarely get to fully experience ourselves. Like, let me know if that hit deep, because I know that just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, come here, say hi, live chat. Excal's coming to say hi to y'all. We're listening to some Enagic people talk to the military about how they should join Enagic and spend $6,000 on a water filter.
Whatever.
Look. Hello, they all want to see you. They're all like, Excal! Hello!
See, this is the only way I get on the chat anymore.
No
invites.
Look, I made a lot. Look how much cleaner it is.
I know it's a big
Look,
giant
I
space.
put all my lights up. I just have to finish wiring them in.
I'm impressed.
And
Beautiful.
I put contact paper on the
I
baseboard.
know.
Working
Got
on
your
it.
whole wall set up.
Yeah.
Man, I'm impressed.
Yeah. You
I'm
know.
impressed.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah. And look, hello, Father. All your children are here.
There you go. There you go.
I got a whole spot. We got a whole. Did you see what how clean the garage is and all organized and stuff?
I was impressed.
Dude.
Because I don't know where everything is now, but
She labeled it all for you.
oh god. Oh god.
Can you like distribute my curtains so there's no hole anymore?
Yeah.
I haven't sewn them together
I
yet.
will. I won't
Thanks,
let your
pal.
tisms
Thank
get
you.
after you.
I know, genetically we're the same. There you go. Oh, Champion just messed it up.
I got it.
Thanks, pal. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Live long and prosper. Bye. We need the Excal wholesomeness to balance out this fuckery. They said goodbye, Father. He's going to compress his legs. I cleaned my room so I redid the curtain so my dad can have a space up here. So it's so much wider up here. My dad's gonna get so mad when the high pitched voice. He loves those dogs. I love my dad. My mom spent all week fixing up his tool stuff and cleaning everything and organizing everything for him, and she's trying to make all his stuff good. He's working on some bookshelf orders, and they're just being cute.
So let's get really honest with each other for a minute. Is freedom waking up without dreading, worrying about if you have to go to work for a 12-hour shift just because an aircraft broke down. Hello, who's lived that life, right? Or maybe
I'm sorry. I'm going to let her keep talking. I'm very angry right now.
someone did something stupid and you had watched, so you were on the phone, right? And you were glued to your phone all weekend. I've had that, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, having to go pick somebody up and transport them there. And maybe my family had plans that weekend, or maybe my daughter had a birthday that weekend. It did not matter. You are on call 24/7. Baby freedom is not having to ask permission to see your kids perform on.
You're not on watch every single day. You're not on watch every single day. You're not on watch every single day. Thank you. Dude, let's effing go. Thank you. Dude, spy gear works so good. Thank you so much. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much. Getting honest, aka let me emotionally manipulate you real quick. Let's do for the thank you for the super chat. For Monations. Let's do this.
I promise, nobody is expecting us to give the money back.
And I promise, no one's expecting us to give the money back. That's for the Monations peeps.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se. It's
I need to go make a call. Y'all remember that episode from The Office? It's so good. All right, let's go.
Stage, right? Or maybe it's building a life where no one can PCS you, deploy you, or bench your dreams until the timing is better. Or maybe it's just not having to put in a lead check to go 50 miles, outside the radius of where you live. Maybe for you, it's finally building something that belongs to you after years of building and sacrificing for everyone else. So I want to.
Do y'all want to hear the if y'all haven't been here for a long time, do y'all want to hear the carousel horse story? The carousel horse marine story from our first duty station? Let me know. Drop a 1 in the chat if you want to hear it. If you already heard it and you want to hear it again, let me know.
Ask you this. What does your dream life actually look like? Like, what amount of money would you guys need to have in your bank account to bring you that peace of mind? And we always want to say this too. Money isn't everything, right? But money will provide the resources that you need to gain your time back, your peace back, and live the life that you truly love and deserve.
What about how you get that money? Wouldn't that be some kind of peace of mind? How do you get that money? How do you get that money? Do you get it from the financial sacrifices of your downline? Even though they don't get any of that money back? What if they are sacrificing and they're actually not making any money? They're just sacrificing, and they're just believing that if they sacrifice enough for a certain period of time, that all of a sudden something's going to click in the ethosphere of the spiritual plane, and all of a sudden money's going to come pouring in. No. Your bank account's getting padded, and all of your answers are getting, all of your questions are getting answered, and they're SOL. They're SOL.
So I want you to pop in the chat, all of you guys on here.
Megan! New acorn from Megan, scrolling closer to the source of the sparkle propaganda at Monations. This has never worked for us before. Our widgets never worked before. Thank you! Oh my god, our widget has never worked before. Thank you so much. How did it work this time? I don't know how that happened, but thank you so much. Alexis, hello. 46%? You know what will remove money from your bank account? An MLM. Oh my god, our widget has never worked before. This is amazing. I literally, at least it worked once. This is incredible. I'm so happy right now. Okay, sorry. I'm just like, this is incredible. I want to put it over here so y'all can see it. Okay, sorry. I'm like, this is amazing. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, sorry. We'll just play one more soundbite. I mean video bite. Catherine Tate. This is for Kendra.
Can I ask you a question though?
Just wait.
Can I just ask you a question? I only want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? I'm just asking you a question. Can I ask you a question? But I can't understand what you're saying, sir.
I'm gonna try to put. We're gonna work on it.
What does your freedom number look like? $10,000 maybe a month? $20,000 a month in income? What would bring you that peace of mind where you could wake up, put your feet on the ground and be like, I got this. You know, I $50,000. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Go ahead and keep popping those in the chat because I'm going to be using this later on in this masterclass. I'm going to be referring back to these numbers. Okay, Carrie says 5,000. Lindsay said 50,000 again because she put in the chat to everyone. Max said 50,000. Let's go. Keep the numbers coming. All right. So now
Dev said $1 million. Hello?
we're popping those freedom numbers in there. I want you really to visualize, why is this thumbprint coming up? Now that we're going to visualize like what we really want in our life, not what we think is possible, but what we really see in our life, things change when you see that something's possible. Okay. Because right now, if those numbers are really, really low, it's probably because you think like, well, there's no way because I've been living under a rock and basically suffering financially for years. I don't even know what that looks like. Right.
If you missed the live stream the other day, she was basically saying I only get $2,200 a month from my retirement because when she got divorced from her first husband, she has to split her retirement with him. And she said $2,200 a month doesn't even cover half my mortgage. It doesn't. But she was also making $13,000 a month with her first MLM, Lime Life by Alcone. And then her husband was bringing in $5,000 a month from his retirement. He wasn't retired yet. He was bringing in $11,000 a month from his job as what he was doing in the military. So they were bringing in, before taxes, $22,000 a month, $22,200-ish before taxes. So I don't know. That seems kind of like a chunk of money, enough to pay for your lights and your mortgage. Because she kept saying in the first live stream, $2,200 isn't even enough to cover my mortgage. It's not even enough to cover my, whatever, expenses, my lights, my whatever. And she kind of had this, not a woe is me, but kind of a woe is me. And she wasn't telling us the whole story. So when we started stopping the presentation and started adding up the numbers and going back and seeing, what the rank was that she was a chief. She was I think an E7 by the time that she retired. She got 60% and then 2.5% because she retired at 24 years. So we did the math. And yes, she had to do halvesies with her spouse when they got divorced, all that stuff. She wasn't telling us the whole story. Surprise, surprise. I'm like, $22,000. Come on. She was in Lime Life with me. I thought she looked familiar. Yeah. And she was she was number one for recruiting a couple of times. And she dissed the military so bad last time. Rude. Exactly, Elizabeth. Exactly.
That's where that identity shift comes into. We're going to talk about that here. Karen says 20K. Rachel said 100K. Dev said 1 million. Let's go. All right, you guys. So
Sorry.
Hold on. You are here because you're done with the idea of just supplementing your retirement. I know that when I think it's me. I know that when I was coming up on retirement, I was just like,
Just quickly, she does have a consistent theme PowerPoint. We do have a lot of widow words throughout. The green that she has isn't the worst. I don't hate that she's using sans serif, meaning So the sans serif is this is sans serif, so it doesn't have any feet. This is a serif with these little feet on it. So the You're Here is a serif font. Sorry, my accent. This is a sans serif, S-A-N-S without feet. I don't hate it. I don't love it. You end up seeing like some of the stuff is lined up, some of it isn't. I don't understand why she's using the welcome is a different font than the You're Here because it's a different font than the 0102. The you want to not worry. Not sure if that's the same font as this season is calling. Oh, it is the same font. I'm not sure. It's not the worst PowerPoint we've seen. It looks a little unfinished to me, but again, oops, undo. It is not the worst that we have seen. It's not the worst. We do lose some visibility as we go through because there's going to be some neon green with white, and I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know what we're looking at. I have no fucking idea what we're looking at. And I know y'all can't hear me, but the cursey words have to be low. Low, 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 low. The kerning on those bullets is a nightmare. Yes, agree. 100%. Retirement is misspelled. Oh my God. Wait. Oh my God. I skipped right over that. Milestones is misspelled too. Milestones. Oh my God. Well, welcome. Join my team. And again, I'm not critiquing. Lots of people misspell stuff. She is coming from a place of an expert as the professional person that you should be joining because she's at the quote unquote top of her game, whatever. She talked to us last time that she was number one in her company. She presented herself as elite in her MLM field, and this is contrary to that picture she painted of herself. She needed someone to check this. In my opinion. This is all my opinion. It's my channel. So if you don't like it, go start your own channel.
Telling my husband, we weren't married yet, but I was like, as long as I find something that's going to supplement what my active duty military pay was. You guys, why is that doing that? I was okay with just supplementing. I didn't care like how much money I was making. I just wanted to be able to just supplement, which is such a small, I hate saying.
So she justified this text box. You'll see justification in newspapers. They're spreading the text within a box. So they want this side, the left side, to reach all the way to the right side. Left, if something is left aligned, sometimes it'll create cliffs where, all right, the left side, you're going to have a nice crispy left side. And then if it goes to the right side, sometimes it may not reach to the right side all the time, whatever. The justification, the left side's going to have text and the right side's going to have text. And then the middle part, hope and a prayer. There's going to be pits of hell. But like with newspapers, you are going to have lots of text, and a lot of times it's going to be relatively pleasant to read because there's lots of text to fill up those pits of death. This was not the place to do that. There's lots of pits of death Example, you crave time freedom, pit of death, and are done missing time and milestones with your family. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... That makes sense? I mean, y'all know. Y'all better at this than I am. I don't know what we're doing.
Small mindset, but it's almost to put yourself in a box. All right. You want real income, real ownership, and you want to build something that lasts. Maybe you're here because you're tired of trading your time with your family for someone else's mission, right? You crave time freedom and you refuse to miss another moment that matters. Maybe you're here because you're not going to start over right now in your life, in your season. Or maybe if you're still in the military and you're active duty, you're not going to start over and go back to school. Okay. Maybe, and you're sure the heck isn't going to settle for a cap paycheck, right? You want to earn based on your value and not on your rank. Okay.
Okay, if y'all don't know this, in the military, you get a designated pay increase depending on the period of time. Okay. Let me see what it is. I'm just going to give you their correct numbers. You get a pay increase at the beginning of each calendar year in January. And that's based on the ECI. I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying that's what it is. Congress can also not agree on the budget, and you could not get paid for an extended period of time. That happened when we were at Naval Justice School right after my spouse graduated from law school, passed the bar. He was interning at a law office until there was a period of time between passing the bar, waiting for the results, deciding if he was going, which branch of the military he was going to go to, agreed to join the Navy, and then went to Naval Justice School. So at the time, I think we were waiting for several months, basically living off of our savings until Congress figured out what budget they were going to approve. And then we got back pay, if that makes sense. So yeah, obviously everyone, I'm not saying like, oh, woe is me. It's just like, yeah, it's not great. You have savings just in case. Yeah, there's a cap, but there's also... Oh, for sure. A ton of people do, Amy. Yeah. Some people go... And the military does pay... Some of the military pays for people to go to law school. Some people in the military pay for people to go to medical school. I know someone... the military paid for her to go to medical school, and then during the summer, over a couple of years, she went to essentially boot camp, and then she's doing her she went to whatever medical school, she's doing her residency, and then she commits to a certain number of years in the military to serve as a doctor. And then after that, after she does her agreed upon number of years, she can go work wherever she wants to. And if she wants to stay in, she can do that as well. So she can go back, get more schooling. Sometimes the military will, and even then, if she's in school, she could do a fellowship. The military might pay for that, like with lawyers too. They can go for extra schooling setting all that aside, engineering, same thing. People, if they leave the military entirely, GI Bill, tons of people use the GI Bill to go to school. Some people go to school, give the GI Bill to their kids, so then their kids can go to school essentially free and clear. Some people start saving for their kids to go to school and they don't need to use the GI Bill. Sometimes the parents use the GI Bill. Like, there's creative ways to use it. And then there's so many essentially like good ways to get your basics out of the way with community college that the GI Bill can be stretched really effectively to I don't know. Maybe I'm like glamorizing all this too much, but there's really creative and effective ways to go back to school. I guess in my community where I live, there's a ton of service members who go back to school that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was interning, when I got my internship and full-time job, when I was in school, there was a ton of service members who were going back to school when I was in school, and that's what they were doing. They're using their GI Bill for basics, and they transferred to university to get their more specialized classes. I don't like when people are manipulating the conversation like she's doing here. Who is Kelsey Little? Interesting. She has her name Kelsey Little up here, but her name's Kendra, so I'm not sure what's going on. A lot, and again, it's difficult, like, because you go in to whatever branch you're going into, the boot camp phase or whatever, that whole process of forming a group and kind of breaking you down and learning to follow orders. When you get out of that, it's difficult to go from that to civilian life. So sometimes that's very difficult for people. So when MLM is very, go on this Zoom call, do this. So like I can see neurodivergent people getting out of organized groups that would be very enticing. So I can see how it would be very attractive. I can see that, which sucks. I'm having a hard time like keeping my emotions under control.
Think about that for a second, because you're capped at your rank. Your whole income is determined on quotas, okay? Need to the Navy, things like that. And you're here because you're built for more. And now you're ready for a mission that finally delivers freedom, income, and legacy level impact. So if any part of...
She's also not even talking about retirement. 60% plus 2.5% per year every year after your 20 years. Or 30 years. You don't get that in MLM. I mean, you're looking at Justin Prince. He was supposed to have a $300,000 month. And Modair was like, goodbye. I was about to say the F word, but I didn't. Goodbye. You're terminated. 29 days. Terminated before the 30th. You don't get your money. Everyone in Modair, goodbye. You don't get paid. See ya. Yeah, great. You make so much money. We don't have it to pay you. Okay. All right.
you sees yourself in one of these reasons, even if even one of those hit close home to you, I want you to drop it in the comments, okay? And let me be the one to say it out loud to you guys right now that you're not crazy. You're not ungrateful because you want more. I know that we give so selflessly in our life, especially serving in the military, that we never put ourselves first and we never, ever, ever speak out loud about what we're getting out of it, okay? I'm going to drop that in the comment for me real quick. You're just ready for a life that doesn't make you choose between purpose and peace, between your income and being present with your family, between doing what's expected of you and doing what you're actually called to do. And tonight we're going to show you exactly how you guys can make that shift. All right. So who are we and why should you really care? This is where you're going to meet who.
Did you forget your spouse? Is this not centered? Oh, wait. Do I have a ruler? Why does it matter, DC? I don't know. Go start your own channel. All right. So we're kind of at 11, right? Ish. So we're a little over the 11 to the W. Well, I guess we can go to the top of the W. Halvesies. 10.5. So the question mark. Mother trucker. You couldn't have just centered it? 12.5. Let's just go with it again. Let's just, maybe I'm crazy. Hello? Really? Who are we? I don't know. Just select it and then go to arrange on Canva and then just go to center. Are you kidding me? This has nothing to do with the opportunity, DC. You're just ruining it. You're just ruining it. You know how easy this is to do? If it can be fixed in 30 seconds, like, I'm going to comment on it. Are you... Can I just ask you a question? Can I just... Where's Catherine? Catherine, can you just come to the front of the store? Oh my God, where's my ruler? Catherine, we need you.
Can I ask you a question though?
Just wait.
Can I just ask you a question? I only want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? I'm just asking you a question. Can I ask you a question?
What are we doing? What? You're telling me that you're asking me to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on a water filter that's not even metal, and you're talking about microplastics, and you've given me a neon yellow background with white text, and we're not even, can we just, okay, we're pixels off, no biggie, okay, let's see, we're not even aligned at the top, you could be, okay, fine, we're like 10 pixels off, maybe 20 pixels, okay, why? You could have done it. What's the why? Can I ask you a question? Also, your uniform, this is not compliant, but what do I know? Your uniform's not compliant. That's fine. That's okay. You're not in the Navy anymore. Okay. It's fine. My eye's not twitching. Not my uniform, not my problem. Not my salute, not my problem. Your uniform, that's not compliant. That's okay. Isabel's uniform, compliant. What does this have to do with MLM? Well, their pictures are on there. We can't, this is not the font on top of the black. Instead of going with white, I would do the cream. We can't see it though. It's smaller than 24 font size. It's too thin. It's hard to read. This color on top of neon, yellow, whatever, I cannot. Al, I hope you take care of yourself. I just don't understand. Like, you're telling me I'm supposed to give you $6,000 for a fucking water filter. And this is the PowerPoint to end all PowerPoints. Just throw it into Mordor. Whatever. Just throw it into the fires of Mordor. Honestly. I just don't understand. Why is it center aligned? We know the rules. We know the rules. More than 1 million lines, more than 3 lines, we left a line. More than... none of this is FTC compliant. So she's a retired Navy chief with 24 years of service. You can't say that. Made $42,000 in 1 month, her 8th month in high ticket, and has... Let
me just get a little drink of some sweet tea before I read this. A retired Navy chief with 24 years of service, turned social selling strategist and mom of 6 and grandma of 2, full stop, space, made $42,000 in 1 month, her 8th month in high ticket, and has made $300,000 in commission in less than 2 years. Full stop. She made her mark as the #1 recruiter and top seller, consistently leading teams to success through confidence, conviction, and scalable strategies. Full stop. Center aligned. Fail. I'll read the other one, because I'm covering it, but I'm not moving myself. Fires of Mordor. Oh, my God. Navy chief. 20 years of service, wife, mama of 2. I'm not going to do the full stops because Isabel didn't make this slide. I spent my career keeping things together on the flight line with F-18s, leading recruits through COVID, and holding the line at home. When I became a mom of 2 and my own mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, everything shifted. I didn't want another job. I wanted freedom. And now I am building something that outlasts the uniform. Isabel, please get out of a commercial cult. I'm not going to snark on Isabel. I'm sorry. I'm only snarking on Kendra. God, I'm so mad. I'm angry. I'm an angry snarker. Baby snark. Ugh.
Why is her bio in third person, but Isabel's is in first? I don't know. Isabel, please get out. I hope that your mom gets better, Isabel.
We are. You're probably like, who is this girl? What is she all about? If Isabella invited you here, if someone else in the community invited you here, you're probably like, who is this girl? What is she talking about? Well, my name is Kendra Adams. I served 24 years in the Navy. I'm a retired YNC. I joined when I was 17. I've been retired for about 6 years now. I actually started my network marketing journey before I retired. I was more of the low ticket commission space. Did very well for myself there.
So if y'all don't know, YNC is a Yeoman Chief Petty Officer. So also rank E7, enlisted, as opposed to an officer, just different. So administrative specialist. A lot of times all of the shortened things get a little bit confusing if you're in the military, it makes sense. If you're not in the military, it can get confusing, just like MLM. All of the shortened things make sense. And if you're not, you're like, I don't understand what you're saying. So I'm trying to pause it to help. If hopefully it's helpful. If it's not, skip it.
I hustled really, really hard pushing. I was a product pusher, basically. Walked the stage as number one in my business. And then within 2 years after retiring, I was like, this just isn't what I thought it would be. Okay. And so I pivoted over from a low ticket community to what you guys are going to be hearing about.
Her low ticket community was Lime Life by Alcone. Just a makeup company, a makeup multi-level marketing company.
Tonight, this premium offer, and it's completely changed our life. Made $42,000 in just my 8th month here, hit a top rank within my 9th month here, and I made over $300,000 in the first 18 months of my business, and I haven't even hit my 2-year mark yet. This is my husband, Daniel. I'll let him introduce himself a little bit because he is going to speak up here soon in one of these slides. We have 6 kids together, 2 grandkids. I'm super confident and passionate about showing women and men, especially in the military, that you can transition with peace of mind, that you're not strapped down, that there is a better way. And one of the biggest things I have found in people who were serving is an identity shift. And that's what my husband's going to really speak on, because this is something that we're dealing with personally in our personal lives right now. So I'm going to pass it to Daniel. Just let him tell you a little bit about him, how long he served, what he did in the military. I was a YNC, by the way. I was best rate in the Navy, just saying. I always tell people that. Anyway, I can tell you so much about me. I joined the I was 17, didn't plan on doing 24, but circumstances happen and we're here, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I'm really excited to share this with you guys tonight. So I'm gonna let Daniel.
I know last stream I thought that maybe she had worked for an admiral. I think that is a flag. Is a flag rider? I don't remember. So I think that she might not have done that. So that was a misspeak on my part. I kind of get things confused because it gets confusing for me. So, anyways, if you know, let me know in the comments or in the live chat.
Introduce himself real quick.
Foong said, "Who thought it was a good idea to overlay white text on piss yellow?" We all want to know. We all want to know. Britt said, "Don't do Chiefs like that." Oh my God.
Hey guys. So I was a 20-year military guy, but I started off in the Marine Corps. Did 8 years in the Marines, a whole combat tours to Iraq. Got out, went to.
Also, I just want to say thank y'all for serving, Kendra and Daniel and Isabel, and on the live chat and the replay crew. I am frustrated that Kendra and Daniel and Isabel are using their position as individuals who served to lure people who are serving or have served or any connections to the military or to government positions to get people into multi-level marketing companies, and to give credibility to multi-level marketing because Kendra and Daniel and Isabel have served in the military. I think that is twisty. I don't like it. I'm going to continue to speak up about it. And I am I don't like it at all. At 0%.
School, ended up in the Navy. So I did 12 years in the Navy and retired after being a SWIC operator out of Coronado, California, and a bugs instructor. So then I found myself retired with almost 2 years, and I've been a certified firearms instructor for the last 2 years, building some credentials and experience doing that.
What's up, thumbs downer?
More and more involved here at home and learning the learning this side of the business with Kendra.
Yeah, so we've recently partnered up together. We weren't always doing this business together, but he's seen what you guys are going to see here soon. And he's like, why am I making no money doing what I love, but trading my time? And so actually our whole purpose too is to help other power couples in this industry bring their families back together. So really excited about that. So without further ado, Isabel, you take the floor and tell everyone who you are.
Hi, I'm Isabel Herrera, active duty. I hit my 20-year mark here in November. So I'm in the transition period, right? So my contract doesn't end until 2027, but they always say, hey, one step in, one step out. You need to start finding what you're going to do outside of the Navy. And so I spent about 14 years in California. I did a little bit of the real estate there. And then I also did on my off time, right? Because basic pay is not enough. And then living in California, and I wasn't even in like the beach, right? I was in Lemoore, California.
You have BAH, and it is proportionate, or it is based on where you live. So you get it is based on the cost of living. So what you would get in California is very different than what you get in Texas. It's very different than what you get in Colorado. It's very different than what you get in Florida. It's very different than what you get in, well, whatever bases are available. It's very different than what you get in Mississippi. It's very different than what you'd get in, I don't know, like whatever. Let's see. BAH and BAH. So if you are an E7 with dependents, you get, in 2025, you get $4,440 a month in Coronado, California. Without dependents, you get $3,678. That's E7. If you're an E9, with dependents, it's $4,662. Without dependents, it's $4,188. If you're a warrant officer, you get more. Without dependents, you get less. So if you're an officer, let's say you are, let's say she's not an officer, so it doesn't matter. So she said she was, that's what I'm saying. Like she said she was in California. She said California's expensive. So that's based on, that's cost of living. I'm just confused. I'm confused. Just like, so let's say BAH in Virginia. BAH in Virginia. Let's do E7. With dependents, $2,712. Without dependents, it's $2,112. Obviously, very different than California. Let's do BAH in Washington, D.C. E7, BAH in Washington, D.C., $3,579. Without dependents, $2,931. Very different. A huge difference for an E7. Much different than the other ones. Like, hi, Lisa. She could have just said she was in Lemoore and said nothing about beach, but as a chief, there's no reason your paycheck isn't enough to be more than comfortable. Britt, tell him. Like, that's BAH. That's your cost of living. Like, that's stuff like for your rent and food and, you know what I'm saying? I'm like getting more heated. BAH in California is bank, right? Oh. I feel like Britt and I are like, oh, what? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't understand? Elizabeth is just tracking how long it takes for for Kendra to interrupt. I love it so much. Did I miss any membership milestones? Barbara! Oh my god, Julie, I need to do the 24 months. I don't ever want to miss a membership milestones. Barbara, 25 months. Let's go. Moving on up, and then we're going to do it 24 months. Okay, I got to do the flashing lights. Hold on. Please hold. Jump 7. Wait, is this flashing? Okay, hold on. We're flashing. Wait, where did it jump? Hold on. Quick. Hold on. That's better. I like that better. Ready?
Well, we're moving on up to the east side.
Barbara!
In the sky.
Okay, 24 months. Julie, let's go. I was going to say the F word, but I'm not going to because I'm being good. Let's go. 24 months. Let's go.
How long do we have to wait for a squirrel?
It turns out the god, he's a squirrel.
Squirrel walks up to a tree and says, I forgot to store acorns for winter, and now I am dead. Ha!
But I won't be a squirrel tomorrow.
Daddy, I want a squirrel.
I mean, I'm not a squirrel.
You won't get me a squirrel, I'll get one myself.
What are you then? An oversized squirrel?
Squirrel. What we're going for here is a vicious, man-eating rabid squirrel.
You owe me a new acorn.
This acorn is for emergency use only.
That acorn was given to me by my great-grandmother Ladybug. See this acorn?
Quick, to the acorn!
K-I-P-P, a monkey, can't you see? You are the acorn of my eye.
Only one kid shoved an acorn up his nose.
You gotta get that acorn!
Acorn is missing.
Big acorn.
An acorn doesn't become an oak overnight.
And the saber teeth, and we gave him an acorn.
Sometimes the acorn just stays an acorn.
Did you eat the acorn?
Oh, it's the acorn thing all over again. It was just an acorn, a little acorn.
Many of these trees were my friends, creatures I had known from nut and acorn.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to compare Lemoore to San Diego. More BH. Okay. Thank you so much. Very grateful for the members. No more crying today. I'm very grateful for y'all for financially supporting me as we fight MLMs. I don't know how to say something meaningful, but I'm very grateful. And I'm super grateful for the Acorn support for infiltrating Monate legally, because we bought the ticket, we're working on the airplane ticket. So let's go. All right. Lemoore is not a ton of money, but again, this is BAH, and if you're wondering, if you're not in the military, BAH is on top of your base pay. If you're wondering, like, oh my God, $4,000, of course that's like not a lot of money. It is on top of your paycheck. It's on top of your base pay. So, your E7 pay, let us add this up. Let's just add this up. Let's say E7, 24 years, pay, let's say you're an E7. I'm just guessing here. I'm looking at the pay grade, cumulative years of service. I'm just going to go with Oh, I get it. Okay. So an E7 with 2 or less as an E7. Let's just say she's an E7, 2 or less years as an E7, okay? $3,788.10 a month. All right? Let me get my calculator. I have never understood more that why I'm at 9,000 subscribers. Okay, so $3,788.10. $3,788.10. Okay? E7. So let's say she's at Lemoore. E7 with dependent. She's got 2 kids. Plus $2,319. She's getting $6,107.10 a month. Yes, she subtracts taxes. Total years of service, not years of service and pay grade. Oh, I thought that was years of service. My bad. Misread. Misunderstood. So she gets more than that. So 7 years. So she's getting $5,000 a month. My bad. She's getting more money. So she's an E7, 10 years. So she's getting $5,106.30. My bad. $5,106.30. Thank you all so much. Plus, are we surprised I didn't do well in the SATs? I'm not. Okay. So Lemoore, she's getting $23.19. Is that from Monsters Inc? $23.19. A month, she's getting $7,425.30. A month. Sure, California, expensive. I'm just saying, it's not $2,000 she's getting. She's getting $7,000, $7,425.30. Does Lemoore have childcare? Yes? These are all the questions I would have. And then that would sound like I'm trying to, gaslight her or make her feel small. Like, okay, that seems like it is a decent chunk for California. Okay, let's look at San Diego. Let's do 5,000. She's an E7 with 20 years, so $5,106.30. $5,106.30 plus San Diego. So E7 with dependents, $4,440. She's bringing in $9,546.30 a month before taxes. Sure, expensive. I got it. Gas in San Diego, fluffing expensive. I'm sure food is expensive in San Diego too. I'm just saying, if she's using military childcare, the most she's spending is $215 per week. I'm saying, ask questions, because the way they're portraying it here is, I'm not getting, the way she's portraying it here, the story I'm saying in my head is, wow, she must only be getting like $3,000 a month. Of course, she's having to do MLM. She's only getting like bare minimum. She's probably only getting $1,700 a month, or $2,500 a month, or $2,700 a month. That $2,700 a month is a lot different than $9,546 a month and $9,546.30. Sure, that's gross, but tax, like, she got some money. She's been in for 20 years. She's an E7. Even if she's an E6, that BAH is only $100. It's only $5 less with dependents. Even if she's an E5, it's only $13 less. for BAH. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. So, I have lots of questions. I'm like, my hands are like, don't yell, don't yell, don't yell. I don't like this color. Oh my God.
I would call it the armpit of California. And even then, like the housing was expensive, right? So on my off time, I kind of dove into the real estate, but it didn't work out. Obviously, you go on deployments, you work 18-hour days, so on and so forth. So then I was stationed in Great Lakes, near Chicago, right? I was a recruit division commander. That's where
I've lived there. Great Lakes. You can get affordable housing in Great Lakes. You can live in Wisconsin, which you can drive you can live in Kenosha, drive 20 minutes in. You can live on the border in Kenosha, drive 20 minutes in to Great Lakes, and Kenosha has, say it with me, I think, but we are, okay. Okay, Kenosha does have progressive income tax, but like you can have, wherever she decides, with the military, you can have your home state anywhere else. That's one of the perks of being in the military, because we lived here so much. This was our home, kind of our home base or whatever, because of my family and like law school and how long we lived here or whatever. But it was less than Illinois. But it's the housing costs in Illinois were way less than in Wisconsin were way less than Illinois. Recruiters get a huge monthly uniform stipend. Chiefs have no reason to be struggling if they're getting any. They did it to themselves. If they are, they did it to themselves. I know there are some good situations that can't be controlled, but in general, the pay is good. Like, yeah, I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying tell the truth. You can tell the truth, and there is still shit that can, there is still parts of the truth that you can say, yeah, that's really sucky, and I'm sorry that happened. There is still really difficult things that go on in deployment. There's really, like, when our roof caved in and it was just me, and Caspian was the one that told me, like, our roof literally, we had a leak. For some reason, I was with my family. My spouse was in Korea. And for some reason, I was like, I have to go home. I was in another city with my extended family and my mom and I was sitting with my mom and I was like, I have to go home. 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 And she was like, are you okay? I'm like, I just have to go home. I just have to go home. Like, I was in one of my, like, I hadn't been diagnosed yet or anything, but I was just like, I have to go home. I just have to go home. I have to go home. And she was like, okay, just go home. And so I took Caspian and I went home. And I was like, okay, I'm in my little nook. And I don't know what I thought. Like, I had my headphones on because I was super overstimulated, and Caspian came and got me. And then he went out and he came and got me again. And I was like, what's up, bud? And I took my headphone off my ear and I looked around the corner. There was water just pouring into the bathroom because I had been filling up in the ceiling all day. And the like entire bathroom all of a sudden just caved in. And there was just like a flood, like, not flood, but like gallons and gallons and gallons of water just fell in and poured in the bathroom, came all the way down the hallway, and I was like, well, expletive. And I got Caspian out, and normally I know where the water shutoff valve is. And in this house, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to like find out where the water shutoff valve is. And normally I like doing house stuff, so I'm the one that normally does it all. And I was like, it was late. It was like midnight. And my spouse was in Korea. And I looking for the water shutoff valve, and I was like, oh my God. And because the time difference, they were doing things where they couldn't have their phones, so I was just like, I'll just try. And I got a hold of him, and I was like, our house is flooding. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, water's coming in from the ceiling, and I don't know how to turn the water off. And he was like, I don't know where it is either. And I was like, okay. And then I called my sister and my dad, and they're like, is it by the street? And I was like, I don't know. And I was trying to find the hole because there's normally, sometimes it's a hole and you can turn it. And I looked at it and I was like, it's not there. And then I literally was trying to find it in the dark. And then I called an emergency plumber line. And I called him, and I was like, I was kind of emotional at that point a little bit. And I was like, hi, I have water pouring in from my ceiling, and I don't care how much it costs. I need a plumber to come help me because I can't find the water shutoff valve, and I'm currently flooding my house. And he goes, well, I have a guy, but like, he's 2.5 hours out. And I said, I'm currently flooding my, I was like, I'm currently flooding my, because he was like, how bad is it? And I was like, well, I'm currently flooding my house, and my spouse is out of the country, and I don't know where my water shutoff valve is. Can your plumber call me over the phone and help me find my water shutoff valve? And he said, I'm going to call him and have him call you. So anyways, he helped me find it, and then he actually worked it around so he could come to me first. He got it. He found the leak. He welded it, whatever he did, and then he fixed it, and then we had a remediation. But like, that kind of stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird little like gremlin thing that happens on deployments where shit kind of hits the fan. You know what I mean? And, you know, you just kind of go with it. It just, stuff like that happens. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all have ever experienced that, but anyways, long story long, all that to say is, maybe that's just me, but that seems to happen when deployments happen. So anyways, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a part of the whole fallacy, but when I've talked to other military spouses, they are like, oh yeah, stuff like that has happened to us too.
First, realize what the Navy was, because obviously in aviation, I was really close-minded to my rate and to their job. So then I realized how much other jobs suffer in the military and how the pay is not enough. So then I was starting to think about, like, what am I going to do when I get out? What am I going to do when I get out? And all these people in Great Lakes, that's like the hub for a lot of people that are from the Midwest. They go there and retire. So you get a lot of people that talk about like what they're going to do when they retire, right? And most of them were like, oh, we're probably going to get a job and work as a civilian and doing either similar things that they do.
Great Lakes also has a big civilian community of active duty to civilian transition. So there's a big civilian. So a lot of my father-in-law worked for a long time at Great Lakes before he retired. I'm going to pause there because I'm not going to talk about them more because I'm going to cry. But yeah, there's a huge like government contractor workforce there.
In the Navy or in the military in general, or most of them just stay in Great Lakes and work there, right? Because they have no options.
No.
So then I had
Stop. They have no options? That's rude. Isabel. That's so rude of you to say. That's disrespectful. That's so disrespectful of you to say. That's beyond disrespectful. They have no options. Wow. They stay there because they have no options? Are you kidding me? Never mind. Isabel, you don't get any more. Are you... Can we just not shame people for the jobs that they are able to work or that they choose to work? Because that's just so slimy to do. There are some people who work who are lazy, but anybody who gets up and shows up for their job and participates, good for them. And there are some really great and talented people more often than not. I'm getting emotional. I can't continue on that train of thought. I'm very upset that she just said that.
my first baby, and I was like, okay, 18-hour days are not good for me, and I need to spend more time with my daughter at the time. And so my husband stayed home. I was a breadwinner. He stayed home for 2 years, and then we had our second baby. And then after that, we're like, okay, 2 babies. What are we going to do now? So I made the shift to retire because there's no way I was going to spend 18-hour days and not spend any time with my kids. So then I decided to retire. And when I'm searching for what to do outside of the Navy, I was like, okay, what am I good at? And do I need another skill? Do I need to go back to school? And what is the pay, right? We're going to talk about military pay after retirement and how much that is and how much it's not enough for us, right? Even though my husband did 4 years and out, he has a job, but my retirement pay was not going to be enough. So I looked into franchising and looked into trying my own business, but obviously it needs a lot of investment. So I was like, okay, how do I do that? Where do I get it from? And so it was very complicated for me. And even I haven't gone to TAPS, obviously the transition program that the military has for us, and they'll talk about the some of the options we have when we.
Did she say she has not gone to TAPS yet? Let me go back.
Retire. And when I'm searching for what to do outside of the Navy, I was like, okay, what am I good at? And do I need another skill? Do I need to go back to school? And what is the pay, right? We're going to talk about military pay after retirement and how much that is and how much it's not enough for us, right? Even though my husband did 4 years and out, he has a job, but my retirement pay was not going to be enough. So I looked into franchising and looked into trying my own business.
Her retirement pay was not going to be enough. She's an E7 at 20 years. E7, 20 years retirement pay, Navy. For an E7 retiring with 20 years of service, the retirement pay is typically calculated as 50% of their high 36 average base pay. This means half of the average of their 3 highest paid years of service. For example, if an E7's high 36 average is $5,596 per month, their monthly retirement pay would be $2,798 or $33,576 annually. This calculation assumes the retiree is under the high 3 retirement system and doesn't include potential adjustments for COLA or other factors. Okay, so she could get a job, and on top of the $33,576. So she could do something else. And she could be investing the $33,000 a year. Got it. That's not enough to live off of. Got it. Her husband also has a job. Understandable. Thank you, Britt. Yeah, Amy, it's wild. Exactly, Julie. Stay-at-home dads are just as valid as stay-at-home moms.
But obviously it needs a lot of investment. So I was like, okay, how do I do that? Where do I get it from? And so it was very complicated for me. And even I haven't gone to TAPS, obviously the transition program that the military has for us, and they'll talk about the.
So she hasn't gone to TAPS yet, but she has a lot to say about people who've decided to stay at Great Lakes to work after they've retired from the military. And she has a lot to say about what people should do after they get out of the military. She has a lot to say about people joining her, about people joining Enagic. And she has a lot to say that her paycheck after retiring isn't enough. Interesting. Got it.
Some of the options we have when we retire or get out of the military, but it's so complicated sometimes that most of us don't take advantage of it. And so I look into franchising.
Also on the last stream, she said she has 3 rental properties. How much is that bringing in? She has 3 rental properties. She's going to be getting $33,000-ish, so $2,700 a month. She has 3 rental properties. Her husband has a job. I'm not saying that's ideal. How much is she getting from her rental properties? She isn't telling us that. She's saying that $2,700 a month isn't enough for her to live on. How much is she getting from her rental properties? How much is her husband bringing in? Because Kendra certainly didn't tell us that before she came into Enagic that she was bringing in $22,000 a month. Ish. She was saying her $2,200 a month that she was bringing in from her Navy retirement wasn't enough for her to live on. No, SHIT it wasn't. No, SHIT it wasn't. Good night.
Gave it up And I was like, okay, what if I find another job and just do the 9 to 5? And that wasn't an option. Obviously, childcare with my 2 girls, my husband working as well. And mine are little. They don't go to school yet. So my plan was also to homeschool. So I have a lot of wickets, right, when it comes to a flexible job. And then lastly, I'm actually on humanitarian orders. My mom is currently stage 4 cancer, and I'm her primary care giver. So I take care of her full time and my 2 little girls. So I need a lot of freedom when it comes to the job, and I needed a lot of flexibility with hours, and then I needed to be able to pay not only a household of 4, well, plus 1, my mom, 5, and her medical bills. So I had a lot of checks in the boxes that some of them were not meeting.
I love that. Who in here can resonate with what Isabel's saying? It's like sometimes what we do is the Navy will tell you like, well, your family and your kids don't come in your sea bag, but that's not the case. And I think
She's on humanitarian orders, so why would you then bring up that, oh, your kids and family don't come in your sea bag? Humanitarian reassignment and deferment program. This is for the Air Force. I don't know all the details for the Navy. This might be, it says humanitarian assignment. This might be, the Navy recognizes that a personal problem cannot always be solved at a person's duty station. Sometimes home conditions constitute an undue hardship, and the member's presence is necessary to ease the hardship. In such cases, the Navy gives consideration to individual requests for humanitarian or hardship reassignment. The criteria for determining humanitarian hardship situations and for the documentation required are contained in the ENL Transman NAVPERS. It's a special document, Chapter 18. When the problem is anticipated to be solvable within a reasonable time frame, and it has been established that the member's presence in a specific area is essential to ease the problem, special consideration is warranted. So if y'all want to read about it, it's HUMS for the Navy, okay. Thank you. I'm like, Britt knows everything. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm like, I don't feel like I know all the right things for this. I'm trying to like give you all the right info. Britt knows all the things. If you're watching the replay, wait for the live chat to populate. Sometimes it's when you're here and sometimes it takes a little bit, but Britt is bringing up all the stuff in the live chat.
that was a big thing when I was first joining, and that was kind of like subconsciously drilled into your head. So you just made it work. People always ask me like, how did you do it for 24 years? And then when Daniel and I got married, obviously he was deploying, and you know what my answer is like, you just do it. You do it at the sacrifice of everything that you are. And you don't even, like I said, you don't even think about other opportunities or being financially literate or the life after, because you're just so focused on just getting through your life, right? I mean, I was wearing that like a badge of honor. And then when you retire, like it shifts for you. It's a huge identity shift. And I think a lot of people know that. All right, we'll move on here. Okay, so what you're gonna walk away with tonight, okay? You're gonna walk away with number one, a mission-driven identity shift. You've worn the uniform, you followed the orders, you led the teams. Now you'll be exposed to a new kind of mission where you get to lead the way. You're also gonna leave here with freedom, building income. You're gonna learn how to create scalable income that grows even when you're off duty, okay? Even when you're not physically working, even when you are on vacation. Like, how incredible is that? This is about building your legacy financially, not just another job. We're going to walk away with high profit solutions, right? So the real high ticket offers create freedom faster, and why this model is still one of the most underused wealth strategies of women and men online. And the last one, which is definitely not the least, which is a health solution. Okay. You're going to discover today the top tier affiliate offer in the network marketing industry that prioritizes both your health and your wealth through leveraged income without the hassle of creating your own product and your own service. Okay. And I want to point this because I know that Isabel mentioned franchise. I don't think I put this in anywhere in the masterclass slides, but this is a franchise prototype business model.
Oh,
okay?
no, it's
100%.
not.
And you're going to see that in the upcoming slides. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the real reason that most people stay stuck. All right, that wealth identity shift we talked about. It's not about that you're not smart enough, right? It's not like a lack of intelligence. All of you here have made it through more than most people in life have made it through, that they can.
We're definitely going to have to do a part 2 of this because it gets worse. They're going to continue to compare the military mindset to the, like, everything. It's bad. I just wanted y'all to be able to see the slides and stuff like that, so I'll continue to, like, turn this off and turn it back on. I'm just going to lock this in place so I don't keep messing everything up. Oh my God. It's not a bad PowerPoint presentation. It's just not great. Dear God. Military mindset. Wait for orders instead of taking initiative. No, not really. Measure worth by rank or role. Not. This is like. They're like not really capturing what I would say maybe sacrifice time and health without long-term payoff. I guess so. Train to execute, never to own. I guess. What in the Napoleon Hill is this nonsense? It's a lot of nonsense. Truly lots of nonsense. The random italics are so bad. Yes. It's like a business magazine, but shouldn't shift be italicized? And that is what, what are we shifting? Military to CEO. That is what should be colored, and that is what we're shifting. That's what should be italicized. That should be the color. It should be the wealth identity should be the white, straight up and down. Then shift should be the color. Then military should be color shift. Then CEO should be color shift. The wealth identity mindset. The wealth identity mindset. Shift. Military. CEO. Shift. Right? Is that too wild to say? Think about what the words are communicating. And if someone is associating a color with something else on the slide, oh God. My mom was supposed to text me when. Am I wild for thinking that? Yeah. You know what we should get? You know what clip we should get? When Frodo throws the ring into the fires of Mordor. When the presentation is bad. Oh wait, we have that. Where is it? Where's our PowerPoint presentation? Don't we have it?
Also, this PowerPoint presentation sucks.
Even possibly imagine, like I said before, people would ask me, well, how do you do that? I'm like, you just figure it out. You just do it, right? So in my mind, all of you guys already have that skill set, that mindset of just making it happen for yourself. It's not just opportunity. These are everywhere, but they mean nothing if your mindset is locked in the wrong season. It's your identity, okay? Because if you've lived in a military life, whether you wore the uniform, supported someone who did as a spouse, or served in a federal role, then you've been trained to think outside a specific framework, inside a specific framework, specifically. Like that box,
Yes.
that visual box.
I've never told a sailor to wait for orders and not take initiative. Quite the opposite, actually. We always encourage initiative. That's what I've... I mean, that's what I've thought. That's what I thought. Do we need a scroll trail about the carousel horses? Back in the day when we were stationed in Meridian, Mississippi, they have this there is a carousel that is, I think, the oldest carousel, from what I understand, from what I remember. The oldest, there's a historic carousel called the Denzel Carousel. It was built, let me look it up. It was built in 1896 by Gustav Denzel. It was built for the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. And it was purchased by Meridian in 1909. Okay? And it is still... it's still there. Right. So, around Meridian, Mississippi, there's lots of businesses that have hand-painted carousel horses in front of their businesses. So, like, McDonald's has a McDonald-themed carousel horse, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Meridian, Mississippi Naval Base is like a Naval Air Station. Meridian they train sailors and Marines in aviation and like technical fields. I know aviation is right. I'm pretty sure technical fields is correct. Look it up for yourself. Anyways, one week / evening, there were some Marines who decided that they were going to go out on the town. Hey, Mila. How are you? We're telling a story. They decided to go out on the town with a hacksaw, and they thought that it would be adventurous to go steal one of the carousel horses in front of one of the businesses. Sorry. So a group of them were very energetically attempting to cut through the base of one of the carousel horses in the middle of the night to bring it back to base, and were caught by Meridian PD. They did not make it through the entire base of the carousel horse. I'm sorry I'm laughing. We've had some interesting. I love all branches of the military. It just seems we have the most interesting. We have the most interesting and fun, surprising stories about Marines. Anyways, at the time, my spouse was in charge of the investigations because it was kind of a small, it wasn't a big base. You know what I'm saying? So the security stuff at the time, my spouse was handling it. And so he came home after this had happened. He said, you're not gonna guess what happened. And I said, what happened? And he told me, and I was like, what? What? So I was like, I didn't say, are you kidding me? But I was like, where are they gonna put it? Where are they gonna put it when they got it all the way cut down? And he was like, I don't know where they're gonna, I don't know where they're gonna put it. So that was, I don't know if they, I don't know if there was a story about it ever. I'm trying to look it up. I don't think there was ever a story. There is one story, but this may have been a different. There was another attempt a year prior, but I'm not sure if the other one got reported, but this one additionally happened, but anyways. Sounds like they put the cart before the horse. They didn't think that far ahead. Anyways, that was that was just, there's lots of what happened? That happened, but I think let's pause on that note because it just gets twistier because I was listening to this and listening to Aaron at the same time and I was raging. So why don't we end on oh my God, what? No, and we'll tomorrow is Thursday. We have a versary stream. We have a sober versary stream. Let me double check. If you're not, and if you're a member, if you're in the Discord, we have a new channel set up for versary streams. We have a no supplement happy stream tomorrow for a sober versary stream. At 7 p.m. So it's not going to be this stream. So we'll finish this stream on Friday. Probably we'll finish it in the daytime so we can live our best lives. I'm going to finish wiring this. I finished that wiring and that one. I think I'm going to put a light there. We're working on it. We're doing our best. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate the support. I will see y'all. I'll probably see members earlier on in the day. I hope. My mom helped me get my life together again. I appreciate y'all helping me do all the stuff earlier. Thank you, Britt, and all of the military peoples in the chat. Oh my God, Clocka, tell me your date so we can do a stream. Let me add it to the calendar. Can you tell me the date? Do you mind? I've been putting them in the chat. Take care. Make good decisions. Shop with Ov. Good to hang out with y'all. Don't forget to hydrate and take your medicine if you need to. Don't join an MLM. Don't feel bad for asking questions. Coconuts. I need to find the clip of Disney. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. September 30th, 5 years. Let's go. All right. Soberversary, Klaka. Klaka. Got it. 7 p.m. Let's go. Gotcha. All right. September is my birthday month. We're going to have a good time. October, 31 streams, 31 days. Live long and prosper. See you later. Bye.